Hello and welcome back to Proactive New York. I'm Christine Corrado. With me right now is Nader Pourhassan from CytoDyn and Chief Scientific Officer Dr. Jacob Lalezari. Great to have you both. How are you both doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. So news today is that the European Union may approve the sale of Gilead's Remdesivir as a coronavirus treatment. CytoDyn is now getting into this as it's set to submit a clinical trial design to the FDA to compare the effectiveness of Leronlimab versus Remdesivir and also a combination study. Dr. Lalezari, can you just kind of remind investors a bit about Remdesivir?
Well, Tony Fauci, Dr. Fauci has called it the AZT of the COVID crisis, meaning it's the first drug to demonstrate any sort of activity. But like AZT, that activity is pretty marginal. Remdesivir, we're told, is an antiviral drug, but in the large Chinese study, it did not really show antiviral activity. So its actual mechanism of action in benefiting patients is still up in the air. And then in the large NIH study that they did, there was a little bit of shuffling there at the end when they changed the primary endpoint a couple of weeks before announcing the results. It's like running a race against placebo, and toward the end of the race, you realize you're going to lose. So instead, you call the race off, and the finish line is where you're standing. So they broke a cardinal rule of clinical research there. But we have an indication that Remdesivir reduces the hospital stay from 15 days to 11. And that's a start. It's a signal of something. So with the wealth of the information we now have with Leronlimab, including immune restoration, lowering of cytokines, and even antiviral effect, it makes sense that we would compare with the current standard, which is Remdesivir, and then look to see if the combination provides additional benefit above and beyond Leronlimab by itself.
So what kind of answers are you looking for with the combination study?
Well, we would be looking at the same endpoints. We want to see some clear mortality benefits. Not that we want to see a lot of patients having to die to prove this stuff, but certainly the percent of patients who go on to intubation, time to discharge and return to good health, those are all important endpoints that we'll be looking at with the combination of the drugs versus the drugs alone.
And I don't know if Dr. Lalezari, if you could answer this, or Nader, but I mean, with the head-to-head study, what are you looking for there?
So there's FDA has a superiority or non-inferiority study for most of the products in HIV. So in here, this is the first product that got approved. So we're going to look at the efficacy. We're also going to look at some of the safety and see how Leronlimab is, coming to comparison with Leronlimab and Remdesivir versus Remdesivir by itself, and then see where we are with that comparison. This protocol is being worked on right now, and we do have United Kingdom almost ready to do that, be a site for us. We also have Mexico very close to be a site for us. America, definitely we're going to have quite a bit of sites. We want to show to everybody that immune corrective mechanism that this product has. It's not just for COVID-19. It's for influenza. It's for many other indications that we believe we have shown in an animal study or human study, which is namely 22 different cancers. So our mechanism of action is we correct the immune system, and it can handle perhaps COVID-19 infection, cancer, and all sort of indication. So we can't wait to get to this point, to the point where we can see some head-to-head comparison. But we also have our own trial, phase 2, which we believe the result of that would show to everybody what we have, and we think the results going to be very impressive.
Are you the first company conducting a head-to-head study with Remdesivir?
I believe so. I haven't heard of anybody else going head-to-head.
Christine, if I could just follow up on that safety question, it's very important because with Remdesivir, we know it's a drug that can cause both liver and kidney toxicity. And what we're seeing in these very ill COVID patients is exactly that, liver and kidney tox injury. And so a lot of patients are not eligible to receive Remdesivir precisely because the disease itself is causing that organ dysfunction. And we think that a lot of that inflammation is being driven by RANTES, the same immune chemical that's driving the entire illness of COVID-19, and it is the master switch that we have just been very fortunate to be able to shut down. But in contrast to that safety profile with remdesivir, we've given leronlimab to 800 patients with HIV, with cancer, probably 100 patients now with COVID. And there's no real serious adverse event that we can point to that we know is related to that drug. So it's very important, as well as the efficacy endpoints that Nader mentioned, to be looking at the safety profiles of these drugs and which patients might actually ultimately be eligible to receive either of them.
And I mean, Gilead only recently announced plans to scale up production of remdesivir. How will CytoDyn be able to do that if it, in fact, it is approved by the FDA?
So what I heard in the news that they will have 300,000 doses or 300 doses for the patients to use for this year. We have about 1.2 million vials that will be delivered to us starting end of June or middle of July from Samsung Biologics alone. AGC is also producing. So we have ensured to make sure that we have that much or even more product for this year. We could have 2 or 3 times that once we get some good information from FDA of what they think about our results. And our results for our phase 2, we could do interim analysis, or at least we could look at the data through the DSMB, Data Safety Monitoring Board, anytime perhaps, very, very soon. So we might just do that and let everybody know where we're at.
So when do you actually plan to submit this trial design?
So we're shooting for end of the week or end of next week, but we are working very hard on all other avenues. I mean, we have so many things that we are doing right now, but we want to just mainly try to save lives. And we believe this product, as Dr. Bruce Patterson yesterday in 2 hours of comprehensive discussion with other scientists laid out why this product is really working.
Well, you are always working very, very hard. Really appreciate the time from both of you. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Take care.